Alright, so I just wanted to give a quick walkthrough on how to use the gratitude journal, whether you're going to print it off and put it in a binder or do the download. So here's the first page. Second page is really the story and the seeing technique of the journal, and living expectantly is the third page, and this is just kind of a summary and with some verses to go with that. Fourth page, this is one of my favorite verses. It talks about how God has lavished His grace upon us, and this is one that you can print off and put as the cover of your binder for your journal if you'd like, or you can print it off and use it as wall art. It's just there for you to enjoy and be reminded of God's grace. And then here's your prayer section. So this first page it has verses that you can pray over, and for me this is helpful as a mom because sometimes I just need to have something to pray because I don't know what to pray sometimes, and I just pray over the verses, and I love praying the Word of God. So that's that page, and then you have 2 pages of blank prayers, and this is for you to write down maybe your own verses that you want to pray over, maybe some specific prayer requests that you have, or things that you want to just daily remember to pray over. So you have 2 pages of that. And then you have this section right here, and this is just going to summarize the practice, which I want to do for you right now. And first of all, this gratitude journal is really, really simple, and it's easy, and it's got only 4 steps to the process. And 2 of those steps is your gratitude practice. And I feel like this is so doable for moms because a lot of practices have, like, you list and write out 5 to 10 things that you're grateful for. And as a mom, I would feel rushed through that process and trying to really just make the list. And I didn't feel like it really connected me to gratitude. So this is where this process came into play. So the first one is that you're just going to write down one moment that you are thankful for. And it can be just anything, you know, from a moment of joy to a moment that just meant a lot to you. So you're going to relive that moment from memory and just reappreciate it all again. And appreciate the fact that you even have memory to go back to that moment and enjoy that moment once again. So that's your first thing that you're going to write down and be grateful for, and relive it and truly connect with that gratitude. The second thing is you're going to write down a benefit. So a benefit would be something like warm fuzzy socks or coffee, or just whatever it is that just adds a little bit of pleasure. You know, for me it's soft PJs. I'm like, I enjoy soft PJs. So you're just going to write down a benefit that you have and just like really like soak it in and be like, oh yes, that thing or that person, like they just, oh, they bring so much to my life that I enjoy, that's pleasurable. So you're going to be writing one of those down and reliving that kind of, and just really being grateful for it. And I feel like by just having 2, you are actually able to really enter that gratitude state of really cherishing and like being thankful truly about it. And it's not a numbers game. It's really having the expression and the emotional gratitude with it. So, and then number 3 is just to write down something that makes you feel alive, that brings joy, that you love doing or experiencing or seeing, or it can be art, it can be, you know, a walk, it can be, oh, just sit on the porch with coffee. For me, I really love seeing, you know, people interact from a coffee shop, you know, from a distance, and just little things like that that make you feel alive. And so that's number 3. As moms, sorry, I had to go there. So for number 3, just as moms, we tend to kind of forget to reconnect with what brings us joy, what makes us alive in our life, and that kind of fuels this almost sense of feeling that we're becoming dead in our lives and to ourselves. So then number 4 is just pick one thing to make happen today that's gonna be meaningful, that's gonna be something that you can cherish or just make you feel alive. It can be read that chapter in the book that you've been wanting to get, or sit down with a magazine. It can be doing popcorn and a movie for your lunch date with your little ones. It can be really anything. For me, it's been on those sunny days, definitely bouncing on the trampoline with the kids. But sometimes it's just snuggling in bed with a blanket and like reading just a page or a chapter in a book that I've been wanting to get to. So just pick one thing to make happen though in your day and be intentional about it, because all too often we go through our days and then we feel like we haven't done anything that was really meaningful. And I think sometimes that's just because we didn't do anything that really brought that alive and awakening feeling to us and enjoyment. So just picking one thing. It can be big, it can be small, but be mindful about how you're spending your days and what you're going to create and intentionally put and do in your day. So just pick one. This is your daily practice. So this is the gratitude part. It's got a verse on either end of it, the beginning, and then the bottom has a verse down here. So you can kind of have just a quick verse to meditate on and just take through your day. And this is where you're going to write down your things that we just covered through the practice. And then you have Bible notes here for just writing down any Bible notes through your reading, notes that you want to meditate on throughout your day or week. You've got a slot here. So, and this is kind of how it looks to the side. So you have a gratitude practice, and then you have Bible notes. And then there are up to 7 days worth of those in here. So you're going to want to click and reprint just the ones you want to reprint when it's time to do that in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th weeks, and so on. And we have a section for just weekly tracking, and this is just to make sure you're growing in the direction that you want to grow for today, for tomorrow, for the week, for the month, for the year. Just an assessment. So we have the reflection pages, and this is just to do a quick reflection over the end of the week. You know, how did you take time for your soul? Did you breathe a little? Did you enjoy something? Did you get to read in His Word and be refreshed? Did you get to connect with God through prayer? Just assess, and just that makes it easy when in a week's time to assess and make course corrections if we need to. And then this is probably my favorite section, relationships, because this is one that can easily fall on the back burner if I'm not careful about it. But it talks, you know, it has the how did you do with your spouse, your kids, your friends, and that's just helpful for me to assess and see, you know, am I connecting with, you know, my friends, or am I connecting with my spouse? Because sometimes I'll connect with one and not the other, but I really want these to be balanced within my life, how I'm connecting and making those relationships a priority. And then here we have the home section. As we do the course, you're going to want to have a few things written down here that you've been practicing. And finances, I just feel like that should be in everybody's life. And then food, of course, that's going to be in the course as well, that you can keep track of. And fitness, and keep track of, I don't mean like writing down your meals, I mean picking your one thing that you're really moving forward with and seeing how you did with that, and fitness as well. So that's how you use the gratitude journal. Let me show you. If you are using the download process, you're going to want to click this, and when you do that, you can click on the little type icon here. When you do that, it'll have little bubbles that you can type in, so you can write and fill in your work as needed, and of course you can change the font color and all that stuff too. So that's how you use it through a download. I'm going to be printing it off and using it because I like paper, but you can really use it either way.